Hello, congratulations on your new AST email address. In this part of the video, I want to do two things. One, very simple, very basic. How do you set that email address up with your desktop client of choice? And then two, how do you forward emails to that address to a different email address if you want to use? So let's say you are a Gmail person, you've got a Gmail account. How do you bounce all the emails sent to your ASTology email address onto your Gmail account so you'll get them in the Gmail account? And then, alternatively, if you want to move to your ASTology account as your sole email, how do you bounce emails sent to your Gmail to your ASTology account? So let's start with some very, very basic things. You now have an AST email address, and you have an AST email password. So here we have Outlook as an example of a desktop client. And let's say you want to add an account. So you go File. Well, you don't go File. There's a number of different ways of doing this, I think, but I'm going to go Preferences, and I'm going to go Accounts, and I'm going to go Add Email Account. And then simple. You type in your AST email address, and that will give you the option of typing in your password. It automatically knows it's an Office 365 account, and so it brings you to this. Type in your password, and that should do it. Very, very simple and straightforward, and most email clients will be like this. Most email clients will automatically do it as long as you enter your email and password. Let's see how this looks on a Mac using Apple Mail. So here we have Apple Mail, and I'm going to go to Mail, and I'm going to go to Accounts, and then I'm going to look for Exchange. So if it doesn't automatically do it, where you just enter your email and it will automatically know what kind of account it is, you're going to look for, here it says iCloud, Exchange, Google, Yahoo, AOL. Look for Office 365 and enter under Office 365. But if Office 365 isn't there, then the one you want here is Exchange. So click in Exchange, and I'm going to enter my email address. And then it will know. Yep, sign in. If you have the option to sign in or configure manually, always try and sign in, because that will save you entering stuff that you don't want to enter. And your password, and boom. Yep, already exists, naturally enough. But that's basically how it's done. So very, very, very straightforward. All you got, once you have the email address and the password, you can just enter those into your clients. Same on your phone, same on a tablet, same on anything you want. Now, let's say that you are someone who has an iCloud account or a Gmail account or some other account, and that's your email address, Eastlink, Bell, whatever. This is your email address, and you want to only use this one email address, and you don't want to have to check additional email addresses. What do you do? Well, first thing you do is you go to that portal.office.com, which is where you will find your Office 365 home on the web, portal.office.com. You type that in, and then it will invite you to sign in. Now, I'm already signed in, so we'll skip the sign-in screen, and it should take me to my Office 365 home on the web. Play background waiting music. It normally doesn't take this long. Let me just hit refresh. And slowly but surely, it came. So now we want to go into Outlook. And here I am in my Outlook space. Now, again, what I want to do is to have it so that all the emails that are sent into this email account will bounce forward into the email account that I prefer to use, whether that's a Gmail account or a Yahoo account or whatever account you use. Now, to do that, you look for settings. Now, anywhere you see a cog, that's usually where settings are hanging out. So you click that cog, and then let's search for settings. So what you want to do, you want to forward the emails, so you type in forward. and there you see forwarding. Click on that, and here's where it's done. Forwarding, enable forwarding, and then you enter the email address that you want to use. Dean@gmail.com. So I'm going to use that one, and then you can decide whether to keep a copy of forwarded messages. What that means is that it won't delete the messages, it'll keep them in your AST account. It can be safer, but then you got to check that eventually, so why bother? Let's unclick that and save. Now, if you emailed me right now this very second, the email that's sent in here to my AST account would bounce into my Gmail account. I actually don't want that to happen. So I'm going to go back into my forwarding, and I'm going to say, no, don't forward whatever you do. So that's how you do it. You portal.office.com, then you log in to your Office 365 home on the web. Here is your Outlook. Look for the cog. Type in what setting do you want. I want to know how to forward my email, and then it'll give you that option. Okay. Now let's say that you want to go all in on your AST email address. You want to commit to Office 365, and so you would like it to go the other way, that emails that are coming into your Yahoo or your Gmail or your iCloud or whatever will bounce forward into your ASTology email account. Well, let's go to gmail.com and show you how it's done, and it's a similar thing. So here we look for a cog. Cog is always settings, and I'm probably going to look to see all settings. Thank you very much. And you look for forwarding, and lo, there it is. I'm already forwarding these things. So you will add a forwarding address, and I'm going to say astheology.ns.ca, and I've already got that forwarding address. So because I've already set it up before, I can click down and go there. And then again, the same thing. Do you keep Gmail's copy in the inbox? You could delete Gmail's copy. And so that's how. Anywhere you see a cog, settings, and then set up forwarding. Now again, I don't want to have any one particular email box overwhelmed, so I don't want to forward too many into my one email, my work email, and so then I'll forward that into my home emails. So this hopefully has tried to show you two things. One, very, very basic. How does one use your AST email address with a desktop client? Enter your email address and your password. Look for Office 365 under what kind of account is it. If there isn't Office 365, this is probably an Apple Mail exclusive thing that there isn't. Look for Exchange. And then if you only want to use one email address, find forwarding. So again, and here we're probably overcooking the goose. It's probably very, very clear. Find the all-important settings, look for a cog, and then here it's see all settings. In your Office 365, it's you can search and type in forwarding. Here you find it. Find forwarding, and then you forward there. So we will have a chance during week 1 to troubleshoot any of this stuff, and I'm also on hand to troubleshoot as best I can. But that's basically how to use your AST email address as your sole email address, or to bounce on to your other email addresses. So getting an AST email address in order for you to use Office 365 is not going to burden you with an additional email address if you simply want to use one.